ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Week 2 of the UFL wraps up with this last game. We got ourselves a bit of an interesting battle on our hands. Week 2 wraps up in St. Louis. We have the San Antonio Brahmas, who are out on the road once again. After getting their butts kicked by the Arlington Renegades last week, they now travel to St. Louis as they take on the St. Louis Battlehawks, who kicked the crap out of the Houston Roughnecks in the season opener last week, as we witnessed. So, it's the Brahmas against the Battlehawks as we wrap up Week 2 of the 2025 UFL season. And the crowd in St. Louis is out. There are a lot of Battlehawks fans out there. Kickoff is going to start in just a few moments. All right. So give me desktop audio for now. All right. Now, I am watching this on a live stream here, so don't be surprised if we get some lag during the course of this game. But I'm excited for this. Week 2 wraps up tonight. And can I just say, while we're waiting for kickoff, what the heck, Arlington? You beat the crap out of the Brahmas last week, but yet somehow you won by 2 points against Houston. 2 points! 11-9! Make it make sense! It's the same Renegades team that beat the crap out of the Brahmas, but yet struggle against the shitty-ass Roughnecks. What even is this league? I don't understand how you could beat the crap out of one team and then barely keep it close with a team that's on paper even worse than the team you faced last week. It just doesn't make sense. I will never understand how they destroyed the Brahmas last week just to barely keep it close against the Roughnecks last game. Like, this doesn't make any sense. It is so weird how you can struggle against the Roughnecks. They're not even that good. Freaking Anthony Brown had his struggles at quarterback as usual. Leave it to the Renegades to allow him to get into a potential game-tying drive. Had the Renegades not stopped them on the 2-point try after they scored the touchdown and then stopped them on the 4th down conversion attempt for the onside, this would have been a completely different result. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. We're focusing on this game. Brahmas, Battlehawks. Let's get into it. All right, just gonna check one thing real quick. All right, so inactives for the Brahmas. Running back John Lovett out with a hamstring. Cornerback Greedy Williams out with a hamstring. And defensive tackle Prince Emily out with an ankle injury. For the Battlehawks, one of their star wide receivers, Hakeem Butler, inactive today with a hamstring injury. So, these two teams are going to be missing some players. This is a rematch of the XFL Conference Championship last year. These two teams faced off against each other. So, if we're ready, let's get into it. Brahmas-Battlehawks, Week 2 wraps up with this game. Let's get into it. All right. All right. All right, let's get into it. So, looks like it's going to be the Brahmas that are going to start with the football first. All right, Anthony McFarland back to receive the kick for San Antonio as we get into the last game of Week 2. Blankenship to kick it away for the Battlehawks. And away we go from St. Louis. McFarland on the return, tackled inside the 30 to the 33-yard line. And here comes Kellen Mond. Last week against Arlington was horrible. 17 for 31, 159 passing yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Going to have to turn things around a lot here. Brahmas are going to start their opening drive from their own 32-yard line. First down from the 32. Mond, hands off. Corbin gets the handoff. Only pick up a gain of about 3. Brings up a second at 7. From the 35. Second down at 7. Mond this time is going to try to pass, and it's incomplete as it's dropped. Peyton Jones of the Battlehawks breaks up the pass. It'll bring up a third down. Third and 7. Mond over the middle, caught for the first down. Caught by Jacob Harris. First down, San Antonio. Exactly what San Antonio needs. And just like that, they're in Battlehawk territory at the 44. Mond throws to his right, and it's a short throw. Intended for Kirkland. not going to be able to get much. Players to watch for the Brahmas on offense. Anthony McFarland Jr., the running back. John Trey Kirkland, as we mentioned, who couldn't get that last pass. On defense for St. Louis, Willie Harvey and Mike Rose. The people to watch out for there. Second down from the 44. Mond throws, pass is caught. And Corbin will pick up a gain of 4 on the reception, third down. And I take that back. Corbin picked up 3. Third and 7. Mond sacked all the way back to midfield. Travis Feeney bringing down Kellen Mond, and the Battlehawks get themselves a stop. And that sack might have pushed the Brahmas out of field goal range. They're going to have to punt it away. Unless they're willing to try a very, very long field goal. And yeah, they are going to punt. So it is in the air for the Battlehawks. It takes a bounce, and it'll be down at the 12. Okay, so Brahmas, they had one big first down on that drive, but then they ended up having to deal with another third down, and it just did not work out for them at all. Whew. All right. So, Snark might have dozed off. I'll keep an eye out for on my Discord. Ugh, excuse me. All right, here we go. Battlehawks now set to start their opening drive. However, they don't have good field position. First down for the Battlehawks from the 12. Manny Wilkins throws, it's caught, and they're going to lose some yards right off the bat. Toss to Blake Jackson. They're going to go backwards a bit. Last week against Houston for Wilkins. Had way better statistics than Kellen Mond did, for sure. Second down at 12. Handoff. Cuts it to the left side. And a big run for a gain of 11. As the running back, Jacob Sailors, picks up 11 yards. He's going to be just shy of the first down. It's 3rd and 1. Players to watch out for St. Louis. The aforementioned Jacob Sailors and Ja'Cour Pearson, the wide receiver. For the San Antonio defense, 2 defensive tackles. 3rd and 1 from the 21. Back to Sailors. Oh, and I don't think he picked it up. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He's just short. 4th down. And what do you do if you're St. Louis? Oh, they were close. Did not quite get it, though. 4th down and 1. They're going to punt it away, so the Battlehawks are going to go 3 and out to start the game. Here's the punt back to San Antonio. A high punt back inside the 20. Here's the return. Gets inside the 30 to the 33. And a flag comes down on the punt return. Our first call of the game. During the return, there was holding on the Brahmas, so they'll move back a bit. All right, so San Antonio will take over in just a moment. And I will be back to get myself a drink. Okay. Got myself some snacks here. And this is my drink of choice. Dr. Pepper Cherry. With a little bit of a more interesting look to the can. Remember, it used to be like in a black tinted can. I honestly like the new look. Got a couple cans of it. Snack of choice is some goldfish crackers, and for my dessert, got myself a pack of white candy macadamia nut cookies. Alright, but anyways, here we go. First down for San Antonio. They're at their own 33-yard line. Here's a handoff on first down. That is the running back, Anthony McFarland, for a gain of about 5. Second down. Ugh. Good stuff. All right, 4-yard gain by McFarland. Second down. Mond throws to his right. Pass is caught and only getting a gain of 2 yards. Greg Ward making the catch for just a couple of yards. Brings up third down. Goes. Crowd in St. Louis not letting up. They are going crazy. 3rd and 4. Mond throws incomplete. And the Brahmas go 3 and out for this drive. Another 4th down and another punt coming for the Brahmas. They are off to as bad of a start as they were last week. Here's the punt back to St. Louis. He almost muffed the punt, stays in bounds and picks up more yards on the return. Takes it near the 30-yard line. This is a worse start than last night, I will say that. If you were with us during the Showboats Defenders game last night, it was nothing but field goals. This game, not even a single field goal has been scored. We're still scoreless. Oh. All right, gonna eat some of these goldfish crackers here and finish this up. Oh my god, dude, they're back already? God, it's catching me off guard. First down for the Battlehawks from the 29. Here's a reverse. And a great reverse inside the 40. First down, St. Louis. With an end around reverse achieved by Gary Jennings. Worked to perfection. First down, St. Louis. Now from the 43. Handoff right up the middle. A gain of 5 yards. Jacob Sailors will get 5 on the carry. Second down at 5. Second and 4. Wilkins with a lot of time, wide open. First down, Battlehawks. That's the tight end, Jake Sutherland. Nobody even covering him to get the first down. Not a problem for Manny Wilkins. There might be a late flag thrown. Oh, they threw a flag for holding. It came back. Second and 14 after the penalty. Wilkins will run. And Wilkins gets very close to the first down. And they rule Wilkins just short of the first down. It's 3rd and 2. From midfield. Wilkins throws high, caught by Sailors. First down inside the 30 of the Brahmas. Jacob Sailors effective on both aspects of the ball. He can catch and he can run. Jacob Sailors moves the chains for the Battlehawks. First down from the 27. Wilkins is going to keep it and run it himself. And he goes out of bounds at the 21. As Wilkins picks up 6 on the carry, 2nd and 4 coming up. Second and 4 for the 21. Wilkins, quick throw. Pass is caught, but he cannot get anything. Getting tackled behind the line is Jacour Pearson. Brings up a 3rd and 5 as Peterson loses a yard on that reception. 3rd and 5 from the 22. And yeah, they're going to whistle it dead. There was a whole bunch of movement before the snap even took place. False start on the Battlehawks. Make it 3rd and 10. Bushel Beatty, the tackle for the Battlehawks, jumped early. So now becomes 3rd and 10 from the 27. Wilkins looking, throws to his right, passes incomplete. Darius Phillips breaks up the pass for the Brahmas. It's 4th down. And I said Shakur Peterson, I meant Pearson. That was the intended receiver. But the Brahmas are there to break it up. It's 4th down, and now the Battlehawks are going to go for a field goal. So here's Rodrigo Blankenship from 45 yards out. The kick is good. 3-0 Battlehawks. Brahmas will take over in just a moment. And finish up these goldfish once and for all. You know, I will say this. One thing I completely forgot about the Battlehawks last year is that just like the Cowboys a couple of years ago in 23, the Battlehawks were undefeated at home. Here's a return for the Brahmas from the end zone. And inside the 30. The 31-yard line. But Battlehawks had gone 5-0 at home. But then came the Brahmas to town in the conference championship last year. And they lost. And they lost badly. All right, first down for San Antonio as they start from their own 31. Here's Mond. Throws to his right. Pass is caught. Three-yard gain. Second down. Second and 6. Handoff. Corbin will get 4. Bring up third down. 1 minute left in the first quarter. The Cause Law crowd going ballistic here. 3rd and 2. Mond, quick throw. Pass is broken up. And the Brahmas go 3 and out again. Oy. Things not looking promising for the Brahmas yet again. Passes got batted down immediately after Mond threw it. Brahmas are going to have to punt it. And they just take the delay of game. Yep, Brahmas just take the delay of game. So 5-yard penalty will make it 4th and 14, and they'll have to re-kick. And they're going to let the clock run out, so that brings us to the end of quarter number 1. Second quarter will begin with a punt by the Brahmas in just a moment. Second quarter starts in just a moment. First quarter pretty uneventful. Second quarter begins with a fourth down punt by the Brahmas. Kick is away for the Battlehawks. Return from the 5. And making some cuts, trying to make some moves, thinking only get to the 25. First down, Battlehawks coming up. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. Well, one can is done. Now on to number 2. There, don't mess that up. Now on to number 2. Haha. Can't get enough of it, man. First down for the Battlehawks. Here's Wilkins on the right side, keeping it himself. First down inside the 40. Gets hit late as he's out of bounds. No flag thrown. First down, St. Louis. And Wilkins just acted. First down, Wilkins throws to his left. Pass is caught. And getting the first down with a flag thrown. Roughing the passer on the Brahmas. And Lonnie Phillips of the Brahmas just shoves Manny Wilkins right after he gets rid of the football. Completely dumb. The penalty puts the football at the San Antonio 31. First down from the 31. Handoff. And the game about 4. Jarvion Howard picks up 6, brings up second and 4. Let me go turn on the lights in this room real quick. Let there be light. Okay. Second and 4. And another handoff attempt doesn't work. Howard gets stuffed. It's third down. Third and 4. Wilkins. Pass is caught. Another first down. Making the catch is Denzel Mims. Moves the chains for the first down. On first down, Wilkins is going to keep it, trying to run and not get anything. No gain for Wilkins, second down. Ugh. Second down, Sailors! Sailors! Touchdown! Touchdown, Battlehawks! Jacob Sailor scores for St. Louis. 9-0 Battlehawks. Jacob Sailors takes it to the house. All right, Jacob Sailors with the score for the Battlehawks. Now we go for the PAT. Battlehawks looking like they're going to go for 2. Sailors thought about throwing it. He'll try to run through. And he gets pushed in. Conversion successful. Jacob Sailors scoring both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. 11-0 Battlehawks. Sailors thought about throwing, but carried it and kept going and going and pulled in by the lineman. Fortunately, though, took till the second quarter to get ourselves a touchdown. 11-0 St. Louis. Time to dive into the cookie here. This is white candy macadamia nut. All right, kickoff is away. Here's the return. And taking inside the 30 to the 33-yard line. Goes Whitfield. Brings up first down for the Brahmas. From the 33, here's the handoff to Corbin. And Corbin will pick up 3 yards. All right, 2nd down and 8. Mond gonna run. Picks up a gain of about 4. 3rd down coming up. Third and 3. Passes. What a catch! Wow, one-handed grab. Holy crap. Racy McMath with a one-handed snag. First down passes dropped by McMath. Racy McMath, he had a great catch one play and then done lost it on the following one. Second down, Mond hit as he throws, pass is caught, and he's going to lose 3 yards. As Lucas Dennis making the stop and forcing the Brahmas to go backwards. 3rd down coming up. Third and 12. Mond throws incomplete. John Trey Kirkland cannot make the catch. Brings up 4th down, and the Brahmas left the punt. All right, here's the punt for the Brahmas. Return from the 10. And tight roping and force out of bounds inside the 20. All right. Battlehawks going back to work on offense in just a moment. Yes, I'm wearing pants. These are jeans before anybody says anything. All right, here we go. First down for the Battlehawks. From their own 22. Wilkins airing it out. It's caught! Out of bounds into Brahmas territory goes none other than Gary Jennings. Caught all the way inside the 30 of San Antonio. One play and the Battlehawks are in business already. All the way to the 20 of the Brahmas. First down, here's Sailors. Gets just 2 yards. Second and 7. Sailors loses a yard. Whew. Brings up third down. Here's Wilkins on third down. Wilkins Can't find anyone. Stiff arms someone, but can only pick up 3 yards. And he gets a flag because he got shoved as he was going out of bounds. Let's see. So Wilkins stiff arms. There's the unnecessary roughness. Wow. Mayfield of the Brahmas punched the shoulder of, well, shoved under the arm of Winfield. But it was only one-sided. Wilkins also taunted a little bit. I'm surprised it wasn't offsetting. So the ball gets taken to the 2-yard line. First down, Battlehawks. Sailors. Flag is down as he takes a huge loss back near the 10. We do have a flag, though, again, and the Brahmas are angry because they think it's on them. But it's not. Holding on the Battlehawks, but because of the monster loss, it gets declined. Brings up 2nd and goal. Second and goal from the 9. Wilkins on the keeper. Wilkins trying to get in. Can't quite get there. Forced out of bounds at around the 3. Third down coming up for the Battlehawks. Third and goal from the 2. Timeout called by the Brahmas. So San Antonio uses their first timeout as we have a 3rd and goal. And looks like the Brahmas are going to use their super challenge. Brahmas think that there was offensive holding. Oh! They may get the Battlehawks for offensive holding that was not called. Darby doesn't think he got flagged. He's going to get flagged for holding, but the replay shows it. It's right there. Oh my goodness! Another bad call. The ruling gets reversed. There is no holding. Brahmas lose the Super Challenge, and they lose their second timeout in the process. The contact was deemed legal. So that brings up a 3rd and goal from the 2. And we're not getting into the end zone is Sailors, except there's another flag down. And the Brahmas were offsides. So the half the distance penalty is, well, no, it's not first down, it's 3rd and goal. Third and goal from the 1. Trying to reach for it is Sailors. Ball comes out. Ball is out. Did Sailors break the plane before the ball came out? San Antonio doesn't think so. And also, was Sailors down? It's Brahmas football. Let's see. Sailors push through. That looked to be over. From that angle, when he reached for it, it was over the line. Then it went to the ground. That should be a touchdown. There it is. There it is. That angle confirmed it. We have a touchdown for the Battlehawks. Touchdown, St. Louis. Jacob Sailors with his 2nd touchdown of the game. It is a touchdown, not a fumble. Great call by the officials to reverse the ruling of the fumble. Sailors still had control of the football when the ball rolled. All right, so, yep, Sailors had full control, did not lose it until after he broke the plane. It's a touchdown. Now, Battlehawks are going for 2 here on the PAT. Wilkins throws, incomplete! Broken up, intended for Jennings. Remains 17-0. large two-topping pizzas at Little Caesars for $5.99. Cool. I'll have to... maybe I should get Ultimate Pepperoni, because... Let me take a look real quick, see if I could get that during the week. Oh boy, what have I missed? Super Challenge being used by the Battlehawks. Battlehawks were challenging a no call of offensive PI that they will receive. So the offensive interference is good. It's a 1st and 20 for the Brahmas. They're backed up to their own 14. And a gain of 4. Gain of 4 by McFarland. 2nd down. They don't have to run a play here. They can't take it to the 2-minute warning. They won't, though. Mond on 2nd down is brought down at the line. 2-minute warning is upon us. It's 3rd down. All right, 2-minute warning upon us. Rest of the second half in just a moment. All right, 3rd and 16 coming out of the 2-minute warning. Mond throws, caught. And that's a 1st down for Jacob Harris. On 1st down, Mond throws, pass is caught, breaking tackles, and diving for the 1st down. Well, actually not quite the 1st down, but he does stop the clock and gets out of bounds. Brahmas with only 1 timeout left. Second down to 2. Corbin, 1st down and more. Into Battlehawk territory. Pushes through. Still going. Tackled inside the 40-yard line of the Battlehawks. First down, San Antonio. And timeout called by the Battlehawks. All right. Donald De La Haye is getting ready for his field goal crack. .123 left. First down from the 38 of the Battlehawks. Mond escapes. Sacked! Austin Faulu brings down Mond for the sack. Second down. On second down, and an air down and incomplete. Intended for Jacob Harris, third down. All right. Play clock winding down. Wait. Their second timeout? What? They had one left. They lost the Super Challenge. What? Apparently, they used their second timeout. What, did they just get it back or something? Third and 17. Mond airs it high. Caught! First down! Jacob Harris, first down, San Antonio! Now they're at the 15 of St. Louis. Handoff. And just 2 yards for Corbin. And they had horrible clock management as they were supposed to run a pass, not a run. 2nd and 8. Mond to the end zone, incomplete. And a lot of time came off of that clock. What were they thinking on that second down play, man? On that first down play, I should say. They should have just tried a pass, not a run. So much time came off the clock. There were like 20 seconds left on that second down play. By the time it was all said and done, there are now 8 seconds left. 3rd and 8. He's got to throw quick, and does. And it's incomplete. He almost had it. But now there are 4 seconds left. So it's now 4th and 8. And San Antonio will indeed go for the field goal. All right. Donald De La Haye from 31 yards out. He makes it, however, Battlehawks use the timeout. So, Battlehawks use their second timeout to try to ice De La Haye. So De La Haye is going to have to step back out there and kick it again. Keep in mind, the Battlehawks will get the football to start the second half. All right. Second attempt for De La Haye from 31 yards out. And it is good. Brahmas get on the board to end the half. We have made it to halftime. 17-3 lead for the Battlehawks. And I'm going to have to eat this as my dinner. So I will be right back and meet you guys back here at the second half. All right, we are back and we are ready to go for the second half. And we continue from St. Louis with the Battlehawks getting the football. All right. All right, first down for the Battlehawks as they start from their own 30. Here's the reverse on the right side. Pearson picks up about 9. Second down at 2. And it's a first down. First down from the 44. Wilkins, look out! Down he goes! Kobe Jones with the sack. Second at 17. To the left side and making up for some of the lost yardage with a flag down. After they give it to the running back. Jarvie and Howard got half of the yardage, but they are going back anyway because Pearson gets called for holding. So 10-yard penalty is going to make it second down and long. Second at 27 to be precise. Second at 27. Pearson with the catch and takes it near the 40. They'll bring up a third down. Third and 16. Wilkins throws, caught! First down, Battlehawks! That is Blake Jackson. Blake Jackson for the first down for the Battlehawks. On first down, handoff. And Sailors will pick up 7. At the 26-yard catch by Jackson. Also, yeah, couldn't resist. Last Dr. Pepper for the day. Or else it's going to start to get really excessive. 2nd and 4. Sailors. Tripped up and only get 2 yards. 3rd down. Alright, no need for this sweater anymore. 3rd and 2. Wilkins. Caught by Sailors. Can he get there? Yes, he can. 1st down, Battlehawks. Whew. On 1st down, here is... There's Howard for a couple of yards, and now we have an injured Brahma on the field. Tavante Beckett is injured right now for San Antonio. I'll check on him in a moment. All right. They're not quite done yet. All right, second down. After the injury timeout. And Pearson on the right side will pick up a solid gain. Third down and short coming up. Third down and 4. Wilkins throws, caught! First down and goal for Mims. First and goal, Battlehawks. All right, first down and goal for the Battlehawks. Here is Sailors, touchdown, Battlehawks! Add another 6 for St. Louis. 23-3. Battlehawks continue to dominate. Excuse me. All right, Battlehawks are going for 1. Wilkins' pass is low and incomplete for Sailors. So it remains a 20-point lead. Brahmas is going to have their opening possession of the second half in a moment. So the Brahmas will start from their own 45, inside their own 45. On first down, and the running back, he's still on his feet! McFarland! Big first down for the Brahmas to start off the drive. Avoided a tackle and kept on going to pick up the first down. Wow. First down from the 31. Mond throws to his left. Pass is caught and forward progress will take it to the 25. Second down. Here's the push through and nothing. Nothing doing there, third down. Third down and 4. Mond. Nobody home. Incomplete. It's fourth down. Brahmas going for it. Mond throws. Pass caught. Still on his feet. Dives for it, and I think he was down before the football came out. So, he was down. John Trey Kirkland almost got himself a touchdown, but it's a first and goal for the Brahmas. Corbin is in. Touchdown Brahmas! Jashawn Corbin. The Brahmas score. 23-9. And that was a score the Brahmas needed to get. And the Brahmas are going to go for 2 on the PAT. All right, here is the 2-point try. Mond keeps it himself and does not quite get in. Stopped just short of the goal line, and it remains 23-9. But the Brahmas get a touchdown that they needed to get. All of a sudden, they're now in this game. Still a long way to go, but a comeback is possible. All right, kickoff to the Battlehawks. Here's the return. And to the 35 he goes. Ugh. All right, first down for San Antonio coming up. You think you're going to be worried, dude? I mean, look at what I'm going to have to look at what I'm going to have to look forward to next week. We face the Stallions next Friday. On first down, Pearson. And a 3-yard loss. All right, so it's going to be a 2nd and 12 coming up here. Here's a handoff. And a gain of about 5. Brings up a 3rd down. Third down and 8. And flags come down. False start on the Battlehawks. So it still remains 3rd down. Third and 13. High snap. Wilkins. Incomplete for Sailors. 4th down. Battlehawks are actually going to have to punt it away. Oh, boy. All right, punt is away. Back to the Brahmas. Here's the return. Not very far. Down inside the 20. Yeah, I know. I know y'all beat the Stallions, but still, they're starting to find their rhythm. And plus, they struggled against Houston, so I've got no confidence that the Renegades are going to take care of business against the Stallions. And it's at Birmingham, so I don't expect them to get to. I don't expect Arlington to beat them. You never know, but I don't expect it. Oh, excuse me. Boy, that's what 3 Dr. Peppers can do to you. Whew. All right, first down for the Brahmas as they start their next drive from their own 24. Mond passes. Bobble around. Was it intercepted? It never touched the ground. This is a pick. This is a pick. Interception by the Battlehawks. Picked off one play from scrimmage later. Another look to make sure. Let's see. Never hit the ground, never hit the ground, never hit the ground. It's a pick. It's an interception. Never hits it, never hits it, never hits it. That's a pick. That is a pick. Battlehawks with an interception, and they're back in business. Wow. First down for St. Louis. Here is Wilkins. Slides to the 31. Wow. What a pick. Got juggled, never once touched the turf, and it slid right into the hands of a Battlehawk defender for the interception. Incredible. That is a thing of beauty. Second down at 6 from the 32. Wilkins throws to his left. Incomplete. Incomplete. Third down. Battlehawks can use the super challenge because there was some PI that wasn't called. They're not going to do it, though. Or maybe they are. That looks like it's PI. Battlehawks are using their super challenge. That should be called for PI. I think the Battlehawks are going to get the penalty in favor of them. And they get it. Pass interference on the Brahmas. So, Battlehawks are out of super challenges, but they do retain their timeout. So the penalty makes it first down for St. Louis. First down from the 17. Wilkins, nobody near him. Wilkins picks up 9 on the run. On first down, Wilkins picks up 9. Brings up a second down about 1. And we're at the end of the third quarter. All right, third quarter's in the books. It's 23-9. Can the Battlehawks cash in on the interception? One play from scrimmage after they weren't able to do anything on their last drive. Find out very soon. All right, switch over to the fourth quarter. I'll be starting very shortly. Okay, that's a wild way to get that's a wild way to record a video. Just pretend you're sleeping and then get bitch slapped to wake up and get hyped for the Battlehawks. I don't get it either, man. All right, first and goal for St. Louis coming up. Here's a toss, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Ugh. Second and goal from the 9. Wilkins on the keeper. Wilkins with a flag down to the 3. There is a flag down, so let's hold on. Holding on the Battlehawks, it's coming back. Second and goal backed up to the 19. Wilkins throws it to Sailors. Nowhere to go. Loses a yard back to the 20. It's going to be third and goal at the 20-yard line. Third and goal. Wilkins. And it's going to be caught down to the 6 by Sutherland, the tight end. It's fourth down. Sutherland thought he had a first down. Fool, you're not even close to the goal line, which is where you have to go. Now you got to go for a field goal. "24-yard attempt by Rodrigo Blankenship. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And a flag down on the kick. Oh my goodness! The Brahmas get flagged for roughing the kicker. That is a personal foul. It's going to put the football at the 2-yard line, and we get to erase the points because it's a first down. It is first and goal at the 2-yard line. So the offense can get back out there again for St. Louis. Roughing the kicker gives the Battlehawks a first down. Wilkins going to try to get it in himself. Tries a hurdle, and that doesn't work whatsoever. That did not work at all. Don't know what Wilkins was even trying to accomplish with that hurdle attempt. That was embarrassing. Second down and goal from the 4. Wilkins gets rid of it and throws it away right before he gets sacked. Brings up third down. Whew. Third and goal from the 4. Wilkins throws it, broken up! Intended for Pearson, but William Hooper breaks it up for San Antonio. It's fourth down. So Rodrigo Blankenship will get a 22-yard attempt. Good snap, good hold, and good kick. We give the 3 points right back to St. Louis. And no flags thrown on this one. The internet's going to go crazy over this game, that's for sure. All the meme-worthy moments we've seen, from the bit slap to the St. Louis tight end thinking he had a first down when he wasn't even close. Dang, it's literally just repeated the same commercial for me. Yeah. All right, kickoff ready to go back to the Brahmas. Here's the kick. Trying to make a return and tackled inside the 30 to the 34. But in this league, 17 points of a deficit is 2 possessions. So it's essentially a 2-score game. So they're not out of it yet. But if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to do something right now. Here's a handoff on first down. Corbin will pick up 8. Second and 1. Corbin pushes through. He just gets about a half a yard. He's still short. Third down. Third and 1. They go with the sneak. Got it. First down. First down. Mond throws incomplete. All right, second down coming up for the Brahmas. Excuse me. Second down and 10. Mond looking, runs down the sideline, and he'll have a first down. On first down, making some moves is McFarland. First down inside the 30. In Battlehawk territory, first down. McFarland on that handoff doesn't get much. Actually, I take that back. McFarland picked up 8. Second down from the 19. Corbin. Nothing. Third down. He just gets stuffed up. Third down. Third down and 2. Mon steps back to pass. Throws it for Corbin. Makes a move. Corbin won't get it. Tackled at the line. 4th down. And the Brahmas have no choice. They got to go for this. They cannot take a field goal here. Not in this situation with only under 5.5 to go in this game. If they want to avoid an 0-2 start, they got to do everything in their power to try to mount a comeback. And that means taking these risks and going for it on 4th down. Crowd not letting up as I can expect. Play clock winding down, 4th and 2. Corbin pushes through, doesn't get it! Stopped at the line! Turnover on downs! Battlehawks take over! And St. Louis gets the stop. They get it back. Oh boy. That was the last thing San Antonio wanted, was a turnover on downs. Battlehawks take over in just a moment. Wow. What a stop. What a stop. Boy, Brahmas did what they had to do, but Corbin just did not have enough. And Manny Wilkins' night is done. Now the Battlehawks are going to their backup quarterback, Max Duggan. First down for the Battlehawks. Here's a handoff to Sailors. And he'll get 2 yards, 2nd down. But Manny Wilkins, great night for St. Louis. 12 for 16, 162 yards, and 9 rushes for 58 yards. Solid stats for tonight for Manny Wilkins. He had a great game, for sure. Second down and 8. Duggan hands off, and even with that, even with them being able to trick the Brahmas defense, they still don't get anything. Timeout San Antonio. Brahmas used their first one. Third and 8 for St. Louis. Duggan bobbles the snap and incomplete for Pearson as he throws it to the ground. And a flag is down as there may have been some extracurricular activity at the end of the play. Well, never mind. They picked up the flag. Contact was legal. It was just two players pushing. So no penalty. It's fourth down. Timeout San Antonio. They use their second one. All right. Yeah. Well, y'all have the beer sink in D.C. The Battlehawks have a bitch slap, as I like to call it. The Battlehawk bitch slap. All right, 4th and 8. Punt is coming up for St. Louis. All right, here is the punt to San Antonio. And it's caught inside the 40, but hit immediately. A flag gets thrown at the end. And again, they pick it up. Contact was declared legal. So it'll be first down for San Antonio, and they are going to have to try to do something. Wow. Oh my God! The Brahmas were about to start their next drive right before they were going to call for a break. I don't care what anybody says. That is hilarious as all can be. Like, you have to know that a break is about to happen before you start a drive. Good God, man. Oh my God. Oh man. uh, that's hilarious. They're like, San Antonio's next drive coming up in just a moment. Then the Brahmas start the next drive, like, coming up right now. Then they stop the snap. Referee's like, prior to the TV production staff, timeout. And then they go to commercial after the fake first snap. Oh, boy, oh boy. That was funny. Don't care what anybody says, that was freaking funny. I'm not going to get over that. That whole sequence was hilarious. Excuse me. Is there water in this? Of course there isn't. Okay, now they're going to return. And now they're coming back. Now the Brahmas can start their next drive. Golly. First down for the 42. Oh, now what? Flags come down. False start on the Brahmas. First and 15. Mond's pass is bobbled and incomplete. Second and 15 coming up. Mond on second down. Stiff arm attempted and only a gain of about 6. It's going to be third down coming up for the Brahmas. Mond throws it incomplete. And it's fourth down. Fourth and 9. Again, Brahmas have no choice but to go for it. More flags. False start on San Antonio. They move back another 5. Last week against San Antonio, they had 11. Or last week against Arlington, the Brahmas had 11 penalties for 94 yards, both most in the UFL. Tonight they've got 10 for over 80 yards. Fourth and 14. Mond is sacked. And that sack is going to end it. Tomo Penu, number 7. The linebacker for the Battlehawks to sack Mond. And the Battlehawks can cruise their way to a victory. Here's a handoff. Wow. Last week, 170 yards allowed. Tonight, 222. 3 sacks last week, 4 tonight. 2 interceptions last week and 1 tonight. Man. Battlehawks defense is proven to be tough. On first down, and they go backwards to the 29. It'll be second down coming up, and I believe we got the 2-minute warning coming up right now. Yep, 2-minute warning. Battlehawks are going to close in on a 2-0 finish after tonight. Or a 2-0 record, I should say. Safe to say, this game is over. Man, even the Battlehawks Offense was crazy. 273 rushing yards last week. Tonight, 152. Man, they've been dominant on both sides of the football, that's for sure. Second and 15 from the 29. Latulis is the new running back for St. Louis that's being the backup. And a timeout by the Brahmas. Third and 12. Duggar's going to run it. And he has the first down. Duggan. Duggan, excuse me, not Duggar. Duggan. Max Duggan gets the first down with his legs. First down from the 13. And they just take a knee. Looks like the Battlehawks are going to be taking some kneel downs in victory formation because this game is over. Second 11, another kneel down. One more kneel down from Max Duggan ought to do it. And that final kneel down from Max Duggan is going to do it. The St. Louis Battlehawks are 2-0. And there you have it. There's your final. 26-9. The Battlehawks win it in domination. And that is how week 2 of the UFL season comes to an end. All right, so that is going to do it, folks. What a win for the Battlehawks. After destroying the crap out of Houston at home, or I should say at Houston, they do the exact same thing to the San Antonio Brahmas. So, let's take a look at next week's schedule. Now, I will let you know, just like this week, this Friday, unfortunately, we have another rehearsal for my choir. So that means no stream on Friday. And looking ahead to week 3. The only game I can see myself streaming on week 3 would be the battle between the Roughnecks and the Showboats. As the Renegade Stallions game won't work because I'll be at the rehearsal. Promise and Panthers won't work because I'll be at church doing my normal thing, and Defenders and Battlehawks won't work because that is at 2 p.m. my time, which is an hour after my Mass ends, which more likely means that we will be busy with other things after we get out of Mass. So the only possible stream you could expect to see from me would be next Saturday, and even that one's not a guarantee. So, folks, either way, thank you so much for watching and joining me here for week 2 of the UFL. I'll try to do at least one game for week 3 next week. We'll just have to see what happens. But for now, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great time. We'll be back at it hopefully next Saturday. If not, I'll see you all in a couple weeks for week 4. But until then, I'm your host JC signing off for now, saying thanks for watching. Have a safe week. And let's meet back here in about either a week or 2 weeks for either week 3 or week 4 of the UFL season, whichever one we can do. Peace out, everyone.